A very good evening once again. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. With me, Wadulo Mark Arnold, your news anchor. It's going to be an hours-long bulletin from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., so please do sit tight. And this is the bulletin in detail. In our first story, Prime Minister Robinah Nabbanja has inaugurated new healthcare facilities valued at 2.4 billion shillings at Gombe Government Hospital in Butambala District. The facilities consist of 16 staff quarters and a maternal and child health ward. Nabbanja emphasized government's commitment to infrastructure development in the health sector and urged health workers to attend to public.
Premier Nabbanja asserts that service delivery is improving.
Ezo sente president ababagabiddeko. Ezo sente za government. Bali bagati Butambala bakoze yoki bajje balabe wano e Gombe. Abasawo tubasuubiramu emirimu. Ebisinga bikoleddwa. Ebimu bikyakolebwa. Tubasaba amuweereza abantu n'omutima gutya. Najja wano nga tebannabongeza misaala nga muyomba. Kakati government eyongeza emisaala. Ebikozesebwa byonna mu ebiri. Abantu bajje bakebererwa wano obulwadde. Bagenda omuwe bujjanjabi ng'ategedde nti nze nyina kansa. Tutegeraganya. Oyo omulifali nge gyasanye okukolebwako. Sijja kusobola kuzaala agende mu theatre.
She praised the UPDF Engineers Brigade for the work and encouraged beneficiaries to utilize the new facilities.
Tusaba abasawo bazikozese mu buyonjo bazirabirire kubanga omulimu omukoleddwa guli ku international standard. Tusaba baleme kufumbira manda munda muno bakozese amasannyalaze bagule kuuka kuba be ba science kati bagule kuuka baleme kuleeta mukka mu nyumba ze.
Bekunda Besije, head of the UPDF Engineers Brigade, emphasized the brigade's role in saving government funds. He appealed for increased capitalization to ensure the brigade's continued effectiveness, even in the absence of immediately available funds.
These projects, if they were being undertaken by contractors, the cost between what we are doing and the contractors, we are making a saving of between 50 and 140%. And so far, the projects we are undertaking, we are going to make a saving to government 92 billion. So 92 billion, how much does a classroom cost? It's about 30 million. So how many classrooms are in 92 billion? A quick calculation, you can see 300 classrooms, which the money that we are saving can be able to build 300 classrooms.
Dr. Joseph Mbuga, the medical superintendent of Gombe Hospital, highlighted the alleviation of congestion issues in both the hospital and staff quarters, providing a renewed sense of hope.
Zibadde zikyali ntono nga tezibasobozesa twongera abasawo era kawo buli lunaku mbeera ku ofiisi ye nga mujjukiza nti abasawo bennyina tebamala naye nga ensonga y'emu gyampa. Ensonga endala mama wetulongooseza wafunda nga bwe nkugambye nti abalwadde baffe bava mu Butambala, Wakiso, Mpigi, Gomba, tulina theatre emu eyina ekitanda kimu kwe tulongooseza.
Dr. Daniel Kyabazinga, the Director of Public Health, highlighted the Ministry of Public Service approval for the Ministry of Health to recruit and fill vacant positions nationwide.
2 days ago, on Thursday, our Minister, General Kacheng, plus the PS and the directors met with public service and they presented our case that you see we've expanded the structures, there is wage. We need to lift this ban, not only replacement. And we also knew that some people go to study and they don't want to leave their place and get it filled because coming back there will be nothing because of the ban on recruitment. But that has been accepted and our request to public service has been accepted.
Chief Justice Alphonse Owing Dolo has asked Ugandans to develop their home communities as a way of improving their areas. He was officiating at the annual dinner for Nabumali High School all students in Kampala.
Nabumali High School in Mbarara district, a church founded in 1912, was among the best schools in Eastern region until 2000, when it started to decline. All the students have joined the lane by giving back to their mother school through developmental projects at the school. They are constructing 3 water reservoirs at the school that will cost 225 million.
We want Nabumali back to the Bulaya that we hear. We have engaged in several initiatives to achieve these priorities, and among these are the NOSA calendar activities. After doing some market survey, the school administration came up with an idea. They thought that if we instead were able to acquire 3 24,000-litre tanks, then we will have the water problem as history.
Our school has been collapsing because of leadership. So this time we said NOSA must get involved in getting a head teacher.
At the fundraising dinner for the Old Students Association NOSA in Kampala, Chief Justice urged the Ugandans to always give back to their communities.
Meaning we have people who are committed, people who, okay, money is never enough, but they know that next door, my colleague I came out of university or out of teacher training school is not faring the way I do. I want you to know that with your education, you can impact on people in your village. You can impact. Many times our people are suffering from what they say tradition dies hard. But for you now, you're educated. You can pick on anything and read. These are things that do not need equation, what engineer Sakwa uses every day. Leave pi as pi. This thing, that's not the other one.
The school authorities decried the ongoing encroachers on the school land, which has hindered developments, for which they sought for the Chief Justice's intervention.
Because the issue we are having, which is a problem, is that when cases stay longer in court, the offertory that will be given as some stipend to the workers, we take to the lawyers. May God help us. You people, you pray that these cases can be concluded, and then when they are concluded, things will work out.
I'm just adding to his voice that let's find out what the problem is, and we solve that problem in the Mbale. Otherwise, we shall find our school having squatters.
If a judge that has delayed, I will investigate. Let there be a formal letter of notification, you call it complaint. This one which is delaying you acquiring the entire land, assuming it is yours, we have a rule which I'm not going to break. If your case is number 7, I'm not going to allow it to become number 3. I will hear the first 6 and then come to number 7.
Margaret Nabude, the deputy head teacher of Nabumali High School, commended the old students' efforts towards reviving the glory of Nabumali High School.
Thank you for loving Nabumali, and thank you for being that one leper. You have done a lot for the school. We at Nabumali High School, who are currently at Nabumali High School, we can only say thank you, thank you. So let's do all that the president is asking us to do and her committee, and I know the sky will be the limit.
Over 5 million was collected with pledges to construct 3 water reservoirs at Nabumali High School. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Women and children have been cited as the most affected by gender-based violence, and these experts say that this is especially in slum areas, and are calling to the public to bring the issues to light in order to address the situation.
Amidst Uganda's participation in the global 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, there are concerns over escalating incidents of gender-based violence despite sustained efforts by various civil society organizations to combat the challenges.
16 days of activism against gender-based violence was put aside by the UN to emphasize the importance of focusing and refocusing all our attention to address gender-based violence everywhere, anywhere, by everybody.
Statistics from the police report of 2022 reveal alarming figures of 17,698 cases of domestic violence, 1,623 cases of rape, 8,960 cases of defilement, and 14,696 sex-related cases, with the biggest percentage of those affected being women and children. Mondo Chateka is the Assistant Commissioner for Youth and Children at the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
We receive about 1,200 calls every day. Out of those 1,200 calls, 10 to 15 are on gender-based violence. They are reporting a case about gender-based violence, and that's every day. 15 cases just from a single child helpline. So that should tell you the intensity of this problem.
International organizations for Migration Baseline Survey report on strengthening social cohesion and stability in slum population in Uganda indicate that urban slums are prone to gender-based violence. Annette Musisi, a resident of Makere Chikoni, explains how she lived in her marriage for over 40 years and shares her experience on gender-based violence.
Nemanya kino bwekiti kyayagala bwekiti ne bwekiti olina okuba nti osoma munno nomanya munnanga ayagala bwekiti kino sijja kigenda ngenda bwekiti kijja muyinza naye namanya kyoyagala owabaawo ekitutabu tetudda mu public tetuyomba olina kudda mu nyumba noteesa ne munno nogamba munnange ensonga eno bweti ne bweti yanyiizizza.
Daniel Ogok associates gender-based violence to cultural side, where people have abandoned their culture on marriage.
Because I remember those days, our parents used to choose for us women to get married to, basing on like after accessing them very well and finding out their backgrounds. But as per now, people meet anywhere, and sometimes we end up getting married to the people who are not meant for us. We end up marrying people we don't know their characters, and in most cases, with time, after a short period of time, we start getting misunderstandings in our relationship, causing all this kind of fights in the houses.
Maybe business the woman doesn't want, or you find a woman wants to work, but the man doesn't want the woman to work. So at the end of the day, you find it's going to be very hard for the two couples to live in harmony unless one gives up. And you know, when you talk about violence, there can be that silent violence where you find someone is okay, is in harmony, but inside psychologically is tortured.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Minister for Information, Communications Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomosi, has urged residents of Kanungu district to remain steadfast in embracing vocational training. He was at Chihihi Community Polytechnic in Kanungu district for a fundraising ceremony.
Minister for Information, Communication and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomosi, has on Sunday, 26th November 2023, joined the residents of Kihihi Community Polytechnic in Kanungu district for a fundraising ceremony.
Jehovah God, we want to thank you for you brought us here. May you bless whoever has attended here.
Kihihi Community is mobilizing funds for the construction of a student's dormitory
and give support to the construction of the student's dormitory.
Shillings 40 million has been earmarked for this project, whose construction is on course.
And we are here with the parents and the members of the community to support the school to put up a dormitory for the boys because the numbers are increasing and they have limitation in terms of accommodation.
Kihihi Polytechnic is a community-based institute, but government-aided, offering more of hands-on education disciplines to mainly those less privileged students.
Have an accelerated qualitative improvement, enabling us to produce artisan craftsmen with excellent workmanship in their trades and with the moral authority, integrity, enabling them to blend morals, character, entrepreneurship, knowledge, skills, and service as per the Polytechnic vision and mission statements.
The school stands among the few polytechnic centers in Uganda accommodating special needs students.
I would like to extend my sincere appreciations to the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for supporting and funding technical education and vocational training under the Ministry of Education and Sports.
During their presentation at this event, the special needs students called for government attention.
Honorable Minister Wachele Bedaha, we are the pioneers of okwegesa abana abine disability on technical institution.
Permit me to report to you, for many people with special needs are being oppressed, tortured, considered less important, which is a variation of their rights.
In his capacity as Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Paryomus, who contributed close to 2.5 million shillings towards the school projects, held the program.
And I have appealed to the parents and members of the community here to support the education of their children, because some of the children could be educated through the mainstream secondary, high school and university line, but also as government we promote skilling, and it's our policy that every constituency for the beginning should have a technical institution where our young people can be given skills. So I am happy that we are here at this Chihi Polytechnic.
Paryomus is however still perturbed with the continued religious and political sectarianism in Kanungu district. At the last end of the event, a one Arinda Arnold, a BCP student, owned himself a 6th semester bursary from Minister Paryomus. Paryomus also attended Mass at Ruheza Catholic Church. Here the brethren were holding a Thanksgiving ceremony for St. Praise Nursery Primary School. I'm Robert Nyango for UBC News.
The stage is set for the transfer of power amongst the Karimojong in Moroto, scheduled for tomorrow. This transition follows a reduction in the number of ruling group members currently held by the Njimoru, who serve as decision makers in Karamoja. The power will shift among the 3 Karimojong clans, who are the Matheniko of Moroto, the Bokora of Napak, and Pian of Nakapiripirit and Nabilatuk districts. Moriniga with a report.
Karapor is the day. They will be announced as the zebra. By now, they are still the gazelle. It is there to roast the meat to their elders who are being given a farewell.
And the handover is today here in Moroto. The old group of Numuru are here. These are the old group of Numuru. You have seen here. And tomorrow will be new group. Which will kill a black bull here. Then we shall bring new fire. That means new generation has started.
National fire will be set. And then the firewood for roasting this bull will be a tree called the tirai, a tree called the akapelemen. Is the one to be used for roasting this bull. When it is roasted, the thigh will remain. That is the right thigh will remain. When they complete the rest of the meat, they will then line up to be blessed to cut the thigh. That's the time they will yell that they are now called the zebra. And then they will continue, and then they will depart to begin to initiate their boys to take over their place in their cricket. Can even go beyond 50. Like for the changing of our elders of today, they were on throne since 1954. Today is their time to say, Papa, leave for me the power.
Well, the whole population of that area. All cultural events are under the leader. When anything like a family comes, they like to advocate for his people. Peace things is they like to talk. You know, to talk to the history of Karimojong is another difficult thing.
Mbarara City has introduced a quarterly Farmer Field Day initiative conducted at the farm level aimed at fostering efficient farmer engagement and collective participation in agriculture as a business for development. More details in this report.
City Production Officer and Veterinary Officer Dr. Amanyire Moses says the program encourages farmers to host fellow farmers, facilitating the exchange of ideas, knowledge and solutions to farming.
When they share the experiences, you find that one's experience is a solution to another farmer. Two, it is intended to bring farmers together so that they are able to market their products, to market their goods. And in this, they are looking at empowering themselves, especially in terms of having that bargaining power.
The launch took place at the farm of Mrs. Kahuikire Charity, a senior presidential advisor and farmer in Kakoma, Buganda, Mbarara City.
So maternity innovations, we encourage utilizing small spaces, like we have 100 by 100, but we do quite a number of things. We breed the seeds for vegetables, seeds for medicinal herbs, and also the rabbit farm. We have a structure of rabbit farm that accommodates 200 rabbits, but we even slaughter these rabbits because we know people would eat rabbit meat, but they don't know how to slaughter, how to cook. They don't know how it tastes. They don't know where to get it, since we don't have the butchers around town.
State Minister for Transport Fred Byamukama has tasked parents to benefit the education renaissance by the National Resistance Movement government. Details in this report.
St. Mugaga Primary School in Mubende has celebrated its silver jubilee with a colorful ceremony graced by State Minister for Transport Fred Byamukama.
We have seen institutions being given money, private institutions, they use it for other activities, not developing the entire school. But this one, whatever they get, they develop the school. It has come from very far, as we receive from other people's testimonies. Also, as government, we pledge full support. Things to do with electricity and villages, where these children come from. They need to study and revise books, the good roads, the good health facilities. This is our mandate as government, we shall do it.
Twatandika n'abaana 26 kasaawa zino tuweereza ddala abaana 6 tufulumiza abaana bangi okumala emyaka 25 nga bw'ogiwulidde.
The minister, who promised to lobby government support for private institutions, also launched and contributed 10 million shillings towards construction of an administrative block.
Naye bwe ntuuse wano ne bannyonnyola nti bagenda kutandikawo ekizimbe ekirala ate bukirabe waggulu wali sikyakusaaga ekizimbe kinene ate ne bangamba bali bamalirivu bagenda kitandikawo. Naye yadde nga nzize nga simanyi naye nga President Museveni bwe yagamba NRM ebeera self-contained tubeereredde essaawa 24 mu butini bwange nange ngenda bateerako miliyoni 10.
He reminded the public to benefit from income-generating activities like parish development model and the Mityana-Kasanda Mubende Road construction.
Japan's ambassador to Uganda, Hidemoto Fukuzawa, has reiterated Japan's steadfast commitment to supporting Uganda's refugee response during the visit to northern Uganda. Ambassador Fukuzawa inspected projects, notably the modern outpatient department at Arua Regional Referral Hospital, a major initiative funded by the Japanese government through the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA.
The ambassador also toured the Women's Development Center, Kinyara Bridge in Imvepi and Umogo refugee hosting areas, and a science laboratory in Omoro district, emphasizing Japan's multifaceted contributions.
As you know, Uganda and Japan are co-conveners countries in the coming GRF Global Refugee Forum next month. Therefore, we would like to highlight our partnership to tackle challenges both refugees and host communities are facing through various schemes. Moreover, Japan has been supporting both the health and education sectors for the long term as part of human security as well as human development, as well as in order to expand social services access to vulnerable people.
As co-conveners of the Global Refugee Forum in Geneva from December 13th to 15th, Uganda and Japan will showcase their collaborative efforts in supporting refugees and host communities.
We visited 3 project sites: Arua Regional Referral Hospital, Imbepi Refugee Settlement, and Nara Bridge near Rhino Refugee Settlement.
So the initial budget was around 1.6 million US dollars. But thanks to the contribution from the government of Uganda, we were able to fill the gap, and the final budget came to around 2.1 million US dollars.
Science lab in Omoro district. In the context of supporting refugees and communities, medium and long-term efforts are also essential for sustainable solution apart from humanitarian short-term assistance. In this regard, Japan has been providing bilateral and multilateral development cooperation to support the self-reliance of refugees and the integration of services for refugees.
Joseph Foraman, UBC News.
Jovia. Ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agatazizibwa, amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ag'ewala ennyo, okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenzeeyo, ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo. Okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa. Jovia, kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli.
Tewali kkubo ku ki gy'osobola okukola ku mukutu nnandameggwa ogwa MTN. Amigos.
Abawanguzi bawadi ya Best East African Brand bila 23 bakutegekedde omusomo. The Great Sound Down 8 sate zimera kumiti okukubira okubanga 26 November paka 2 December Wikotorio Mall Hall Rooftop omusomesa waffe yomukenkufu Nyanzi Julius ekyuma kiwagala kyuma musansi ne teknologiya mwe muli okola ebijimuso okuva mu pampa z'abaana n'enjazi za Vermiculite okukamula omubisi mu menvu ng'embidde ng'okozesa ekyuma okutandikawo obukolero ng'okukola sabuni wa habo n'okukola ebibiriiti kugateka ennima ey'omulembe ng'okulima ekitiko okutukwa abakadde kanodama mushroom okulima ensogasoga jangu oyiga okugattako omutindo gamba ng'okukola ebizigo n'omubisi okuva mu kigagi okukamula butto mu nsogasoga nga tiketi ya $10,000 ng'ofunirako tule y'amagi ga safrani n'ekitiko kya ganodama saa 3 ez'okumakya nga tutandika buukinga tiketi yo ng'ogigula ku mobile money ku noti 7 noti 3 152
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We now take you to the world of business. Technology innovation met culture when a team of Ugandan engineers was tasked to fabricate the Kyabazinga's royal carriage to transport the newlyweds from church to the reception. The team from Kinyara Motors delivered the assignment in a record time of less than 8 days, and I had a chance to interact with them. Jubilation at the recent wedding of Busoga's Kyabazinga to Inebantu lies a story of skilled workmanship that manufactured the royal carriage.
We were approached by the kingdom to have, because in a way I think this, they thought it's only Kinyara Motors would do this, to have a special carriage or cart for the Kyabazinga. And that's where we started from. Of course it was on short notice, but they didn't doubt that we could do it.
A boat-like structure, the royal carriage, enabled the royals to see their subjects.
So I had a very interesting story of the phrase Kyabazinga, or the title Kyabazinga, and what it means. Kyabazinga simply loosely translates to the owner of many islands. So that is what it translates to. So we felt that a boat signifies the transportation of the king amongst within his kingdom or within his many islands. So that's why a boat played a very important role in coming up with this concept.
The team at Kinyara Motors had to locally source most of the raw materials that ensured comfort, safety, and elegance.
So in the drive system, we had, initially our designers had 2 axles with 4 tires. So a rear axle, which is a stiff axle, and the front axle, which is a steered axle. Then we had also just 4 tires. Then we had also a suspension system because the king needed to feel comfortable. So we first put a leaf spring. Leaf springs are standard for load carrying vehicles. And then we also gave shock absorbers.
The project was an arrangement to the kingdom which hosts the Kinyara Motor Vehicle plant at Mutai in Jinja district.
For us, this also speaks to the fact that the team is at that point where it is budding with energy, budding with ideas. They are quick to sit down and conceptualize and execute.
Kinyara Motor Corporation is on the journey to prove itself as a trailblazer manufacturer in automobiles in the region. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News. Renowned pharmacologist and agripreneur Omukenkufu Julius Nyanzi of Prof Bio Research has encouraged the use of available resources to get out of poverty. Now, this was during the launch of the second edition of the book entitled Sente Zikura Committee. Senior Counsel J.W. Katende commended Professor Nyanzi for being a young innovator.
It is common to see used diapers dumped everywhere, although they are a threat to the environment. But innovator and pharmacologist Professor Julius Nyanzi of Prof Bio Research has started manufacturing fertilizers, which he says last over 100 years in the soil. He is training over 300 participants at the 8th grade Sundowner in Kampala. In the training, Nyanzi has made fertilizers using diapers, vermiculite from Mbale and biochar.
Pampers utekamu kilo 10. Great Sundowner. Sente zimera kuki? Committee. Ngabo olaba ekitiko kino kimera kuki? Committee. Kyekimirizaawo China.
Nyanzi calls for goodwill from policymakers to engage the over 75% youth who are unemployed.
Policy here in Uganda, we have not moved much, I can say. Although there is some goodwill, but the action bit is still lacking. Because when you talk about these innovations, I've just won the East African one. And most of the policymakers go to know about it. But in most cases, they appreciate, but it's not all about appreciations. We want to move so that Uganda is transformed. For example, the idea of President Ruto in Kenya, whereby he availed about 65 square miles of land to an Italian energy company known as NI Group. They are going to plant castor oil and they make oil. After the oil, they are going to process it into aviation fuel.
The other trainings, Professor Nyanzi trains in making Ganodama mushroom, which treats diabetes, an immune booster, and joint care. During the 8th grade Sundowner, Professor Nyanzi launched the second edition of his book, Money Grows on Trees. Senior Counsel autobiographed the Money Grows on Trees book and tasked Ugandans to rally behind Professor Nyanzi's innovation to improve household incomes. Professor Nyanzi is empowering Ugandans to get out of poverty through technology and science, modern farming, agribusiness, and starting cottage industries. Abiona Francisco, UBC News.
Jovia ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agatazizibwa, amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ag'ewala ennyo, okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenzeeyo, ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo. Okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa. Jovia, kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli.
Tewali kumu ku ki ky'osobola okukola ku mukutu nnandameggwa ogwa MTN.
Welcome back. Now, this year's Creative and Marketing Symposium focused on the rapid advancement in technology, such as AI, significantly influencing the day-to-day operations of businesses and organizations. Organized by the Uganda Advertising Association, the symposium explored how businesses can leverage technology advancement to compete favorably on the global stage.
Internet users, 5.6 billion.
The 2023 Creative and Marketing Symposium was held on the theme Take Up or Die, unveiling the secret recipe for next generation communication.
We've noticed that, if we do not embrace technology, technology will embrace us. So the symposium we are having is to prepare and to make sure that advertisers, marketers, and people in the communication industry are ready for this.
Artificial intelligence is now a foundational tool that is challenging the status quo of doing business in science, health, media, and agriculture.
AI at the end of the day relies on taking the data that we already have and being able to utilize that data in a way to make predictive decisions.
Government tasks the public to be responsible and developmental.
There's this other side where now we have to come and empower consumers to create their own filters. Because as a consumer, you have the power to create the filters of what kind of content ends up in your gadget or ends up on your TV.
The symposium is a precursor of the Silverback Awards, a platform that recognizes and honors outstanding achievements in marketing and advertising.
Over 1,000 children with disabilities in Uganda every 5 years have not had access to adequate education. And this has been basically due to lack of assistive devices to enable them get reasonable accommodation in schools. Mokisa Humanity and Inclusion Foundation is leading a campaign to fundraise for assistive devices for 500 children with disabilities to get in school in the year 2024. Join us to fundraise for braille machines, slates and styluses, white cane, braille paper, hearing aids, wheelchairs, audiobooks, book recorders, JAWS software, among others on 10th December at Hotel Africana. Register your child with a disability by calling us on 0740 55 04 95 or 0783 91 11 14. Donations from well-wishers are also welcome. Entrance is 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 and a table goes for 1 million shillings. This is sponsored by UBC, Mokisa Inclusive Schools, Mokisa Nasaran Primary School, Herona Hospital, Msafiri Tours and Malia Foundation.
And in the world of sports, in cricket specifically, Uganda edged test-playing nation Zimbabwe by 5 wickets in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Africa qualifiers, causing a major upset in the tournament. Uganda is fighting for one of 2 slots in the 2024 T20 World Cup, and Uganda will face Nigeria next in their qualifiers campaign.
Being an associate country and coming off an 8-wicket loss in their previous game, Uganda were not considered the favourites in this game. The Cricket Cranes won the toss and elected to field with Captain Brian Masaba leading from the front, running out Zimbabwe's Tida Maruwami in the first over before he faced any ball. Uganda's bowlers continued to show major class against experienced Zim players, eventually limiting Zim to 136 runs for 7 wickets in 20 overs. In the chasing, Uganda started off slow, suffering 2 early wickets in the power play. In the 7th over, Rogers Mukasa and Alpesh Ramjani created a partnership that took Uganda to 61 runs for 2 in 12 overs. Uganda only kept going strong from then on, eventually posting 138 runs for 5 wickets in 19.1 overs at a 7.20 net run rate, hence winning the game by 5 wickets.
It's massive for us. I mean, the test playing nation, that doesn't get bigger than that. And that's the beauty of qualifiers like this. Funny things do happen, and I believe today something like that happened. But more importantly, full credit to the boys for the effort. Everybody was spot on. The bowlers came to the party, the fielders came to the party, and importantly at the end, the batsmen came to the party. So it opens up the tournament and means our destiny is in our own hands. You know, if we can win our next 3 games, then, you know, we're at a World Cup, and that would be massive for Uganda cricket. But more importantly, it has brought joy to, you know, all the fans back home, and, you know, that's why we play. And, you know, hopefully we can finish the job here and get over the line.
No, first of all, when we came to Namibia, we came with the intention of playing 6 finals. 3 finals are out of the way. Unfortunately, we lost 1, and we have 3 more finals to come. So we are focused, and we're taking every game at a time. We have 3 more games, important final games left, and today is completely brushed off. We focus to go again tomorrow.
Uganda's Riazat Alisha clinched the Man of the Match award for his 42 runs off 28 balls and 1 wicket from the 3 overs he bowled. Other performers in the game were Alpesh Ramjani with 40 runs, Dinesh Rakrani 2 wickets, and Henry Senyondo with 2 wickets.
Feels amazing. I've trained for that. I want to win more games for my team. I want to be match winners in every game. And after playing 3 games, and I won second man of the match, and this feels amazing for me.
It's an upset for Zimbabwe, but history for the cricket cranes, facing a test-playing nation for the very first time and getting away with a win. But even though we are celebrating this win, the battle for a slot in the ICC T20 Men's World Cup 2024 for Uganda is not yet over. Uganda has to face 3 more nations before it can attain its dream. The cricket cranes will take on Nigeria tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. here at the United Ground. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News, Windhoek, Namibia.
Thank you, boys!
The Kinyara Open Golf Tournament has climaxed with 24 professional golfers competing for 10 million shillings. The final round saw Marvin Chibidige of Namulonge Golf Club compete against Adolf Muhumuza, where the latter won the title. Joseph Chui Nyai of Toro Golf Club won the amateur category in fully entertaining encounter. Here are the best highlights of the day.
When I came here, I was like, Adolf, you cannot win without making the cut. First make the cut and then go for the win. So that's what I did yesterday. I made cut with 1 under and I was leading. I was like, okay, Adolf, you're now leading. What you have to do is maintain and win. Now, I went for my second 18 and played 2 under with Kibirige. Then guys were like, you guys have got to go back for a third and this tomorrow. And then I was like, Adolf, no pressure. You're already in second position. If you lose, you become second. If you win, then you are the winner. So you have to give it a chance. So all I had to do is just attack. We played number 1. We made Papa. I missed my birdie. Then we went back. When I had a chance for a birdie, I was like, you know what, Adolf? This is the only chance. Just give it a chance. And then I took my putt and it went in. So I was like, after getting a birdie, now you're a champion.
Those who witnessed me yesterday, after 9 holes, I was 5 under gross. I was 5 under gross, meaning all those who were competing with me had no energy to even walk around playing. Some people called me a lion after 9 holes, but I'm not a lion. I'm a human being like you. All I do is, when I have mistakes on the game, in my game, head to the range, check out for a pro or someone who is better than you, and that person will correct you.
Quite interesting remarks over there. Now, over 60 million shillings has been raised during the Bharat Premier League at the MTN Arena Sports Ground in Lugogo. The league was organized to raise funds to complete Mwesigwa International School and home care for children with disabilities in Iganga district.
The one-day tournament, organized by Kerala Samanja Uganda in partnership with the Indian High Commission and the Indian Association of Uganda, attracted masses at the MTN Arena Sports Ground in Lugogo. Dipumath Kuti John, who is the secretary of the organization, says they are now ready to go ahead with the completion of the school.
I hope that we will be initiating the work maybe by around middle of December. Not right now, middle of December we'll be starting the work, and hopefully we'll be able to finish it by January or February in the next year. And we will be having a grand scenario or a function during the time where we will be inviting you people to come and see the occasion of the inauguration of the school.
They will organize other Bharat Premier Leagues on a local basis to develop villages across the country.
We will be coming back with another Premier League, that is Bharat Premier League, which will be also having what? A lot of programs like the sports activities. It can be a cricket tournament, and it can be also what? A program for the Ugandans. So now we have conducted an interstate tournament for Indians, but now we are coming up with what? A tournament for the locals peoples, actually, for the Ugandans to play a league match under Bharat Premier League. So we want to see that when we develop, we also want the villages and the people in villages to also develop with us.
The winning teams were awarded with prizes, which included trophies, television sets, and cash prizes.
We came in as a mindset of winning. We want something, we want people hearts, that's what we're happy about. People are now liking us because what we have done for them, we have shown them some nice football, really scored some good goals, and everyone likes it. And we just thank the society, whoever hosted the match, to give young talent chances. Not successful, and I want to give credit to the whole team. It's an amazing team, and we came here knowing we'd get this trophy, so it's not a big deal.
Mary Namkose, UBC News.
And in more sports, Uganda Badminton League has come to a climax with CFK Badminton Academy winning the corporate league, while Ndeje University won the professional category. The intense finals came through after months of competition, and this was the first of its kind. And Uganda Badminton Federation prides in the initiation of such tournaments, grooming young stars. We bring you the highlights of the awards ceremony.
We are very happy and glad that we've won the first edition of the of the Uganda Badminton League, where we represented the corporate category. This has been a challenge on our side since we started in March, and it's ending today. It's been really long, but we are glad and happy that we've won. On this note, it is just a motivation that come next year we are going to organize better. We shall come with better organization, better playing, and maybe better uniform, better representation. And we are hoping that we can still lift the flag high.
In this league, we emerged the third, and we took the third place. But I want to thank God, because at least we came out with something. But I know I was actually sure we were going to be number one or number two, but I still thank God for the third position. But what we are going to do, we are going to go back on the drawing board, at least to see what challenges that we faced, so that didn't manage us to go to the number one or number two. So next year there's going to be another league, but I just want to make sure that next year we win the league, and then we work on the different challenges that we've been facing and all those things. But I want to thank God for the position that we are in.
I'm so happy. As Ndeje University today, we have emerged the winners of the professional category in the National League of Badminton. And this means a lot, especially as we are preparing to go for the inter-universities and UCU in December. It means that we are going to win them. It's a bright star ahead of us, and I know my team has prepared so well, and we have put in everything possible so that we make it.
And like all good things, our news bulletin tonight has come to an end. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and we do say enjoy your week.